All right. Cool. All right, I think we're all set up. Good morning, everybody. Ray here, and helping you create experiences in the art of making. How's everybody doing this morning? Sorry, it took me a second to get set up here, and just still trying to work things out, but this time went a little bit smoother. It gets easier every time, so I'm pretty grateful for that. I'm learning, yay! All right, well, here we go into week 3 of the monthly challenge. So I'm hoping you all are having fun, learning some new stuff, or maybe practicing some stuff that you already knew. I know I've been having quite a bit of fun with this, actually. It's always fun to kind of make, it's kind of like my what I like to do in my spare time as well, so it's good. I get to do this for a living, and that makes me super happy. So anyway, yeah, going into week 3, let's talk about what that means. All right, so I'm gonna open up, make sure I have my chat window open here so I can interact with all of you guys. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. Perfect. So week 3 of the Maker Comet Monthly Challenge is all about deliberately creating the thing. Okay, so again, just as a refresher, if you're just finding out about the challenge and you want to catch up, basically we chose 3 topics to play with and experiment with, and those 3 topics were 3D modeling, illustration, and polymer clay as the random material. And so the idea behind this challenge is that by the end of the month, we're going to combine and sort of blenderize all of those 3 things and combine them up and make something really cool that is Halloween themed. And that'll be the end of the challenge. So we are halfway there. We are into week 3. And week 3's challenge is really about getting a little bit more deliberate. So we spent the first 2 weeks kind of looking at different techniques and experimenting. And, if you aren't new to that particular technique, just kind of getting back into it. Like for me, I haven't done illustration in a while. I'm trying to learn new 3D programs as well. So for me, this last week has been experimenting with Blender. And that's been interesting. It's been good. It's definitely a learning curve like anything. So, but that's how I've been spending my time, is just kind of learning that program. And that was pretty much this week. I really didn't get much done in the realm of illustration or polymer clay, but that's okay. It is what it is, and I'll catch up this week as we make the specific thing. So now that you've had some time to play, it's time to get into the nitty-gritty and try and make something that is pretty specific. So, the way I kind of go about this is to sort of get an idea in my head. I have like a notebook that I keep. And I carry it around with me everywhere. So anytime a little like sort of spark of inspiration hits, I write it down, because you never know. Like, it's one of those things that I'll probably come back to at some point. So anyway, jot down your ideas. One thing that I learned from a course that I took in illustration was to create a sort of vision board. So I use a program called Miro, which is a digital whiteboard. And it's free. And I use it really mostly for business, to collaborate with my partner. But also, it's been really good for this sort of artistic stuff too. And so I've been putting together my artistic vision boards in Miro as well. And basically, you can just go on an image search and find things that sort of inspire you for a certain project, and then put those into your vision board. there's nothing wrong with, taking inspiration from other people's ideas, just as long as you're not like plagiarizing blatantly, it's perfectly okay to be inspired by other people's work and, to try things out and then see how you can like rehash it and redo it and make it your own. And then, maybe writing a story about it, if that gives you inspiration, in creating the thing. I guess that kind of goes a little bit more with the illustration thing. Sometimes I start with like a random thing, like we did with, the Scribble challenge, if you saw my video on that. And sometimes, that can actually lead to something else, writing a story about that particular thing that you drew, and then maybe creating a world around that thing. And from there, it makes it easier to make more things in that universe. So if you don't know where to start, that's totally fine. One of the things I love to do is make things for other people. And so just this week, I have a very close family friend who's turning 90, which is amazing. And so I've been spending some time, making things for her, card and some, stuff with resin. So, think of somebody that you would like to share your work with, and maybe think about what that person likes, So that's one way to get really specific about making a thing. Think about maybe sales coming up, if you're a particular organization. I know it's probably not happening so much with COVID right now, but like I remember growing up, there was like school boosters and we did like things for band and whatever where we were selling things, right? And so if your organization or school is doing something like that, think about something that you might be able to make to sell at that particular thing. Or maybe there's an event coming up, again, with COVID, events are not so much a thing anymore. Boy, 2020 is a rough one, isn't it? But maybe you're trying to decorate in your house, make it feel a little less dismal. Think of things along those lines, that are a little bit more specific, that can kind of guide your creative experience. And then make the thing. Do it. Like, again, no pressure for it to turn out great. I mean, again, making is all a big experiment, right? So we're constantly learning and evolving from that experience. And, it's the only way that you can get better and get to a point where you're really happy with what you're making. You got to start somewhere. That's the hardest part. And I think that's what this challenge is all about, is just getting you started. So, yeah. So that is this week's challenge. Go ahead and make something specific for the 3 categories. You can start thinking about combining them, because next week, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take what we've learned from making this week, and then we're going to start to fusion everything together into something that will hopefully turn out really cool and that you can totally be very proud of. So there's that. But yeah, this whole process of getting a little bit more specific, like I can give you a specific story here. So like at my old job at the Makerspace, we would often get requests from other departments at the organization that I was at, to make something, for maybe a donor or an event coming up. And so, and when we were all first starting out, when our space first opened, this was super difficult because none of us really were experienced in the equipment that we were working with. We were still learning ourselves. But the point is it does give you kind of a, kick in the butt to get going and to do it when you have something specific that you have to do. And then you start really like honing in and learning the things out of necessity, because you don't have a choice. At least we did it. You have a choice with this challenge, you can stop at any time if it's super painful. I hope it's not. I hope this is fun. But when you're under pressure to make something and with a specific purpose in mind, it really does kind of push you in that direction to start making. And those sort of experiences can inspire you later on to do more of that. So, we started off with so many interesting things, but like making things out of cardboard, and then evolving that to making, trinkets and things out of laser cut wood, so it can kind of evolve and it builds on itself for sure. And so that was why I came up with this part of the challenge, was to get you to think a little bit more specifically about what you could be making and, kind of give you that same sort of boost, that little kick to get going. And, it's sometimes hard to think of ideas to do that. So, like I said, think about gifts, think about events that you might be doing in the future, and go from there. So remember, I want to see your progress. So please keep posting your pictures and fun things to hashtag Maker Comet MC, which stands for the monthly challenge. And please continue to watch on my Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I'm always I'm trying to post more updates. I'm trying to get better at this social media thing. I am one person, kind of solely single-handedly running my business right now. So, I am my own PR, which is just really interesting. But, I'm trying to post more on my various social medias of my progress. So I didn't post a video this week of my progress because I was doing more of the same. And honestly, I didn't get as much done in that, like I said, that I wanted to, because, life happens and time and all of that other stuff. So I had to focus a lot of things on the business this week, so I didn't get as much time to play. But this week, I'm devoting a lot of time to be creative, and I will hopefully be able to put together a video of all of the things that I'm working on this week. So look forward to that. Hopefully that'll be coming out maybe at the end of the week or the beginning of next. I don't know. I'm trying to stay on a schedule, but, it's super rough because I'm still, another leg of the challenge for me is on top of those three things that we're making things for. There's a fourth for me, and I think I've probably talked about this before, but the fourth thing that I'm learning from the ground up, is video. So learning how to do this stuff, lives and video editing, which is a whole other monster, and I'm not very good at it, nor am I very fast at it. So so I'm trying to put out the videos as quickly as I can, but just be patient. And so far, thank you for your patience in me getting those videos out there. Anyway, if you haven't had a chance yet to take a look at what I did for the week 1 of the challenge, please head over to our YouTube page and check out the cool videos there. Well, cool. They're there. I'll let you decide if they are cool or not. With my very remedial video editing skills. But I appreciate your feedback. And, if you have any helpful tips or tricks that I should know about, then please let me know, either here in the comments or, message me on the Facebooks or the Instagrams or the Twitters. All of that information is on our YouTube page. All right, so that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, for watching my live video, and we will see you next week. All right. Bye for now.